Hello, everyone. Dr. B here, your friendly neighborhood pre-vet advisor. Just a video to get you an overview of things we'll do over the summer together as you apply for vet school. What I'm going to do today is go over a brief presentation in PowerPoint, and then I'll share that with you. It'll give you an overview of the things we'll go over in much more detail and in a much more personalized way when we have Zoom meetings. My goal is to meet with each Rowan student who is applying this cycle, the 26-27 VMCAS cycle. I'll meet with each of you for about 45 minutes to an hour after I give you a little assignment today. I'm going to give you an overview of things. The main thing I want to stress is that it's really okay. You have plenty of time, and it's better if you don't write the essay until we've had a chance to meet. It's always up to you. You're the boss in this situation. You can do it. But I'm going to give you an overview and some tips to help get you started. And then we'll meet at least once during the summer, likely several times, to work on your prompted essay as well as any supplemental essays. So today's just an overview. As I said, when I meet with you one-on-one, we'll go into a much more personalized approach using your strengths and considering any weaknesses you might have. With that, I'm going to share the PowerPoint presentation. Bear with me here. Okay, so here we go. Just a few slides, and I'll send you a copy of this so you have all the information here. And again, it's just an intro and overview to let you know, one, you have plenty of time. Our goal is to have everyone finished on or around August 15th, a month before the actual deadline, okay? This is just an intro to make sure you've gotten started and give you some assignments until we can set up individual Zoom meetings one-on-one, and those will start in June, okay? Obviously, I'm Dr. Beeler, and I've been at Rowan for quite some time. If we haven't met already, I'm not a veterinarian. I'm a vertebrate zoologist who studies evolution and animal behavior. I've been faculty advisor to the club since it started, and I'm also the concentration coordinator. And I work with anyone interested in pursuing a path to vet school. So the first thing I want to tell you about the essay you're going to write, it's a prompted essay. It's not a personal statement. I want people to stop using that term if possible, drop that term. They don't want a story of your life. They gave you an assignment. They gave us 2 questions that they want answered. It's a prompted essay. You've been given 2 prompts to focus on. I don't want you to try to write the whole essay. Just start thinking about how you would answer that, and I'll give you some suggestions today. So, one, all of you could start doing this, or maybe you've already finished, but let's start with some of the basics. Is your basic overview when filling in any text box, whether it's text boxes for a job, an experience, an award, or when we get to the essay, we want to use this too. Be specific and give lots of details. Many people earlier in their writing careers especially tend to be very general and say that I worked with a vet, small animal vet, and they don't mention in like Center City, Philly or South Jersey. No, everyone doesn't know all of the places you've worked, but a story is much better. Replace, say the name of the doctor, the name of the practice. Working in a small animal practice versus Clayton Veterinary Hospital makes it much more personalized. So feel free, include proper nouns, names, cities, the type of practice and kinds of animals. Be specific. It's a much more memorable impact on the human mind, okay? Whenever reasonable, use all the characters provided in the text box. I'll give you some examples on a slide coming up. But for some of these, I've seen people just enter that they worked at a small animal vet and they didn't use up the 600 characters. It's your one opportunity to tell people as much detail as you can. So for each of your jobs, experiences, awards, extracurricular activities, there's 2 parts to it. They want a description, so say what it was. I was the a forward for the women's basketball team at such and such high school. Describe the position and then the duties, like the things you actually did. And you can use pronouns like I was a team captain. I was responsible for team morale. I was responsible for organizing social events, so on and so forth. In general, organize them in a text box. The most important, relevant, um, impactful experiences at the top and the least impressive toward the bottom. So whenever possible, right, use all the characters. This is going to be your mantra. Whenever you sit down to work on your VMCAS essay, start with one, I'm going to try to be specific and give lots of details. Two, did I use all of the characters in this box if reasonable? All right. And then three, make sure you add and answer what is asked and you do it explicitly. And this mainly is about the two questions, the two prompts they've given you. But on the experiences, you'll see it says description/duties. Most people skip the description part. Describe the job, the experience, the location. Start like let them give them a flavor that you were the leader on a pre-veterinary trip to Laurie Park in South Africa with Dr. So-and-so. Okay, so again, lots of details, use all the characters. Check when you're done writing that you explicitly answered what you asked. You're writing for very academically trained people. So they came up with questions. And this year, as you know, the VMCAS has slightly altered the prompted questions and reaffirmed, most importantly, answer them. So you can get started on filling in your personal information, filling in all of your experiences, jobs, and so forth. Make sure you're using those 3 points in general. So here's an example, just as an example of filling in a job where somebody worked for a vet. I've seen people use these 3 variations. One that's very basic. It's not going to be a great addition to their application standing. They wrote, I worked at a small animal practice caring for cats and dogs. It gives no detail and it leaves no impression on the mind. This is better. Worked at a small animal practice in Center City, Philadelphia, proper noun, better story, provided regular care and a limited range of emergency services. Okay, they described the place a little bit. I regularly greeted clients and performed procedures. They got very general at the end. Greeted clients is fine, but you should list out every procedure. So in the second one that's better, they still didn't use all of the text. Here's one example where someone used all of the text, and it's a much better story. Worked at a bustling small animal practice in Center City, Philadelphia, that provides standard care and a limited range of emergency services. Great description of the place. I regularly performed blood draws, took vitals, completed fecal analysis tests, and assisted in minor surgeries, including spay and neuter, bowel impaction, and tumor remover. I also regularly supported clients throughout their visit and communicated results and details of follow-up care provided by veterinarians, focusing on the human component. Don't just focus on animals. We're treating the humans as well. I cleaned and sterilized exam rooms and equipment, restocked medical supplies, and provided overnight care on numerous occasions when patients needed special attention. That shows an extremely thoughtful young person, well, age is irrelevant, person who is excited, and that leaves an impression on my mind that this is that if all of your experiences were like the best one here, I would be impressed by that application from that particular part. So again, be specific, give lots of details, use proper nouns whenever possible, fill in all of the characters, and answer explicitly what they ask, okay? The prompted essay, this is taken right from the VMCAS site, right? It's designed to give them a clear picture of who you are. And they wrote at the top, and most importantly, answer these questions. That's different than last year, okay? Based on your current understanding of veterinary medicine, that's what they're really doing here. They're asking you to write answers to 2 prompts to show that you actually know what you're getting into. Do you understand the best that anyone can before they're a vet, what it means to go into this profession? Because there are significant joys, pleasures, challenges, and things in between. They want to know that you know, of course, forgive me, I'm being a little silly, hyperbolic, but they want to know that you know it's not all kittens and giggles. And I know you do know that, but you got to show it in writing. So one, they want you to answer two prompted questions you must answer. How do you aspire to contribute? How do you aspire to contribute? That's what you're going to do in the future as a veterinarian, okay? I'll give you some examples on another slide. Second question, what qualities and perspectives, right? That's about you. What qualities do you possess? Perseverance, other things like that. Perspectives. What different perspective do you bring as a Northeasterner, or as maybe a child of an immigrant, or the middle child in a family of 10? What is your perspective that will help you succeed as a veterinary student? Question two is to show them the skills, behaviors, and aptitudes you have that will serve you in vet school. Avoid repeating information. They don't want you to describe all your jobs. That's in a different part of your essay. And then reflect upon your experience. Reflect means, how did it affect you? How did it affect you? This made me more motivated to learn about the profession, okay? So look, tip, they wrote over here, tip, specific examples are an impactful way. One of our 3 points of our mantra is be specific and give details. Specific examples, the name of the doctor, okay? The name of your friend, the name of the barn that you worked at that got you excited and drove you to find out more, okay? Let me give you a little bit more information. So you can use some of these. This is just a list of ideas. Please, I want you to write your story. I'm not telling you what to write per se, but these are some good ideas that will help you focus, right? One, how do you aspire to contribute to vet? I interpret that as really, this is what they're saying. Like, do you have a clue about where you will land in the future? I know it's hard maybe for some to imagine how you'll be a veterinarian until you are. But typically, here are some very good things to think about if they make sense for your essay. What kind of practice do you want to have? Small animal, mixed species, focusing on equine, large animal? Would you like to be in an emergency hospital practice? Maybe you are more interested in teaching and practicing at a university. Do you want to be in private practice, mobile field service? Sorry, I just realized that says file. That's a typo. A mobile field service. Again, these are just some ideas, but virtually everyone said that my goal is to eventually own, co-own, be a member of a practice, small animal, mixed species. You have to pick one or several of those. Are you interested in possibly considering a specialty, right? How do you aspire to contribute? If you go into a particular specialty, you will talk about being able to improve care through improving access and having that specialty available in your area. What kind of community are you interested? Do you want to be local and maybe stay in a place like South Jersey? Do you aspire to be of a more regional vet, or maybe you want to be part of an international community? What sorts of things, outreach, low-cost spay and neuter, Vets Without Borders, you can have you can contribute to the profession in many ways. And this is just a brief overview. When we get together and I learn more about you individually, we'll expand this. Many of you may not realize it, but you'll be mentoring and training future veterinarians, right? Like partnering with a local college so that you can present at the pre-vet club at that university, whether it's Rowan or another place. You might actually be at a practice where you have interns or residents. You might go into academia and be training future veterinarians, okay? Last, remember, it's just an overview. I'm not trying to give you everything you need, just to get you started, making a very basic outline for 2 questions, okay? You can't do everything. Sometimes people do write an essay in their essay that they're doing everything. And in my humble opinion, that is often a sign that, an indicator of they're a little bit naive. It's too much. If you're going to do 2 or 3 specialties and everything else in the world, it will show people you don't understand what it means to go to vet school and the demands there are, okay? So be realistic, try to be open-minded. Even if you have a specialty you're super focused on right now, you can always hedge your bets and say something like, well, while I'll always be open to the experience I've yet to have in vet school, right now I'm thinking about, okay? So question 1 is, what kind of vet you're going to be and how that's going to impact the community, what type of community, and the ways you'll impact them. It's just very basic. Think about it a little bit. We'll work on the details based on your strengths. Question 2, qualities and perspectives. So really, I reinterpret this as what works in vet school. The best person to answer this question would be someone who just finished vet school, and they would tell you, well, you need to be able to handle the most intense academic demands. So you have to give examples of the kinds of studying approach that you use, that you are involved in, like, you change your perspective. When an exam doesn't go well, you look it over, you analyze the different sections, and you make adjustments, that you have effective time management skills, right? That's one of the best qualities for most professionals, but for vet students especially. You will, many of you, I hope some of you stay in Jersey if that's your goal and go to Schreiber. But if you don't, you will be moving to a new area. So you're going to have to develop a strong peer support system. And excuse me, even in Jersey, you will, of course, in your vet program. I just mean you may have friends and family as well. That the two most important things I think early on are effective time management and integrating into a peer group that supports you not only academically but socially, because that feeds back on effective stress management. Going through the pain and suffering together is easier. You support one another, you support your cohort, and you will likely have some support from students in front of you. Focus on skills and behaviors that current vet students use, like specific examples of how you prepare for exams, how you organize notes, how you respond when an exam or graded material doesn't go well, like what approach you take. Most people just keep doing the same thing. Now, again, I want to back up. Don't try to do too much. This is just you making a few notes about these two major prompts. The other major aspect you'll need for your essay is a hook, a story, usually at the beginning, to draw the reader in and make you stand out, and that's something from your life. Like if you were raised in the Pine Barrens of South Jersey and you grow up catching salamanders with your parents, that's a great hook. And that can lead into a lifelong love of learning about zoology and animals. Like any television program, the first or second episode has to have some exciting component in there to draw you in and get the reader to wake up and pay attention. Okay? So listen, here's your assignment until we get to meet soon. I will set up individual Zoom meetings. Please be patient while I do that. I'm working summer. I'll be working several days a week, sometimes on the weekends. I'm going to be flexible. I can meet some days early and some days late. I want to be flexible for people because so far, at least there are over 20 of you have already opened applications. So your assignment, keep it simple. Do it a little bit at a time. Take it in chunks so you don't get overwhelmed. If you're applying this cycle, I already said this, I'm just repeating some point. I'm going to work one-on-one with you on the prompted essay. We're calling it a prompted essay because there are 2 prompts. Prior to that, I suggest that you only create an outline. Now, remember, you're always the boss here. I'm not. If you've already written your essay, that's okay. In the past, people have spent a lot of time working on it, and then we've gotten together, and then I realized they didn't answer any of the questions. They had to rewrite most of it. We have plenty of time. If you can make an outline, that's great. If you haven't already, enter all your personal information, of course, and all of the information from your academic transcripts. That's just busy work. You have to type all of the information for every single class that you've taken, that you're sending. I know you're sending digital transcripts, but you have to type in every class and its grade and all the numbers that go along with it exactly as they appear on your transcripts. That's just busy work. Get that done. Double spell check and everything. Using our mantra, our 3-point mantra, right? 1, be specific and give lots of details. Use proper nouns, names. 2, whenever reasonable, use all the characters in the box. Use all the characters given to you whenever reasonable. 3, darn, I forgot the third one. Oh, make sure you answer explicitly what you're asked to do. So look back. If it says description, duties, make sure you described the award or organization, and then you give the duties, okay? Proofread, edit, and spell check. And that reminds me to tell you, make sure anything you type, save it in a Word or a document program so you can spell check. Microsoft Word spell check is better than the spell check in VMCAS. And the free version of Grammarly is better than Microsoft Word. I strongly suggest you download at least the free version of Grammarly if you don't already have it. It's better for grammar and spelling check, okay? And you can save everything offline, which you should do, although VMCAS has never had any problem saving information since I've been working with it, okay? So you're going to enter all your personal information, all your classwork from your transcripts. To also enter all your experiences, awards, all the way back through high school and even further if you were, in middle school, if you were very active. And that includes sports and music clubs and social clubs, everything you could think of, okay? Create an outline. Just before we have a chance to meet one-on-one, create an outline that just an outline addresses how you're going to answer the two questions, how you'll contribute to the veterinary profession, and what skills and attributes you have that will help you succeed in vet school. So for the first one, be bold. If you want to be a surgeon, um, you know, be be go for it. Go for it. Think big. Think big. You can own your practice. Most veterinarians eventually own or co-own their practice. I know it might seem daunting now, but you should do that. You should talk about buying into a practice, or maybe if you're going to go to a university, you wouldn't, but depending on the context, okay? You're going to answer each of the two questions for an essay, but now you just do a little outline, the kinds of things that you think are going to be relevant for you. It's not a personal statement. But you do want to include, like, show them your ideals and aspects of your life that are very important to you. You should also think about a hook. What's going to be a short first little paragraph to draw the reader in, a dramatic experience. Um, or a lot of people have wanted to be a vet since they were very young. That's okay. But a few of my students have used this. They've opened like this. Unlike many of the essays you read, I haven't always wanted to be a veterinarian. It's a little unusual. It wakes the reader up. Us professors who have to read these essays often read 10, 12 in a day. So you want a good hook. Another student started it when he was skydiving and he jumped out of a plane at whatever, 16,000 feet. And the exhilaration of falling, of free falling, and he connected it to the excitement and enthusiasm that he has for discovery associated with the scientific method. Also, he was really loved diagnostics, that that the excitement of not knowing a thing, but jumping in and being able to often, not always, figure out what's going on. So come up with a good hook that helps to wake up your reader, okay? I'll contact all of you guys I'm going to email you. Obviously, you got this email. So over the next couple of weeks, I want you to get back to me and we'll start picking days starting in June. And I'll do 2 or 3 days a week where I'll have meetings with students. And we'll set that up and I'll meet with you initially for half an hour to an hour, depending on your specifics. Then I will give you much more information about the assignments we covered today. And then after that, we'll do I'll be your editor. And once you get sort of a part of your essay written, I'll make some general comments and we'll go back and forth and I'll get more and more specific. And when it feels like it's getting pretty tight, we'll have at least a second meeting where I check a few aspects of each person's application to make some suggestions for improvement. Okay. Well, I hope you're having a nice afternoon. It's going to be a scorching hot day today. When you have a chance, email me back. And there's not a huge rush, but be patient. We're going to start a queue up of people. I create an email list from VMCAS where I get all of your emails, any Rowan affiliated student. And we have plenty of time to work on this, and I'll be working on it all summer with you guys. And then next fall, for those of you that get interviews, I will help with a certain kind of interview prep, getting you set up for that. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. And I hope that you're going to be having an enjoyable spring and summer. Most of you are probably working pretty hard to get more hours. I'm going to try to do one of these videos about every other week, approximately, give or take, over the summer, just to keep checking in with you. You're engaged in one of the most challenging endeavors that I have ever been involved in. So take a deep breath and know that we're having very good success with people. I've been helping now people for 10 years, and we've gotten better and better success each year. And we have students at wonderful universities, at great vet programs all over the place. So once again, this is Dr. B, your friendly neighborhood pre-vet advisor, and I will talk to you all soon, but by email. And as always, I'm super excited about all things veterinary at Rowan University, and I'll talk to you soon.